sometimes you just have to let an introduction play, out of respect. This is Old School. Welcome back to the series. If you are new, it's a series where, yeah, I look at old games, video games. And this is a game 99.99999% of you who are watching this will have already played. But even if you have played this before, come and join me on the journey. I won't be playing through all of it because we'd be here all night. But, yeah, Zelda: A Link to the Past on the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. One of the best video games of all time. I don't think it's an exaggeration to say that. Big shout out to one of the subscribers, Abdul, who asked for this. Abdul gave me a lovely little list of games that he'd like to see on the channel, this being one of them. And yeah, as soon as I saw your list, man, I was just like, this is the first one I'm gonna take a look at. And I keep saying Dave does join me on Old School as well, guys. He's helped me a lot with this series and other series, but Dave can't always get on the videos with me. But big shout out to Dave as well, because I know he'd love taking a look at this with me as well. But this game is a masterpiece. It is a masterpiece. I'm currently playing through Breath of the Wild. I'm at the end, and then I'm going to move on to Tears of the Kingdom. So I'm kind of in Zelda mode at the moment anyway. Please, guys, no spoilers in the comments about Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. But back to this. I mean, look at it. It's beautiful. The music, the atmosphere, just how colourful it looks. And I remember seeing screenshots of it before actually playing it way back in the day. Look at this, Mode 7 map. I think that is one of the first things I actually saw when it comes to this game, was that map. And I was just like, I need to play that game. But yeah, I haven't played this, guys, since way back. Way back. I was in comprehensive school. So I'm not going to give away my age, but let's just say it was the 90s. I think I got near the end of this game. I don't think I finished it. But, yeah, this is going to bring back a lot of memories. You have to bear with me because I don't remember the gameplay mechanics that well and the story, that kind of thing. I know it's going to be pretty straightforward in regards to the story. It's going to be very Zelda. Rescue the damsel in distress and kill the bad guys. Yeah, this is just brilliant. Already, I'm just like, you've done something now, Abdul. You know what you've done? You've made me want to play this and play it and finish it. Because like I said just now, I haven't finished it before. Anyway, I told you not to leave the house. Take my sword and shield. Okay. Save the Princess Zelda. No, save the princess. Zelda is your... And then he sadly passes away. And now I've got his sword and shield, which I can charge up. I've written down some reviews, guys, as I always do for Old School. On a bit of paper. As I always do for Old School. I will take a look at those, or I will tell you those in a sec. But this game will need some focus, some attention. Otherwise, I'll get lost. And I always bring up a certain franchise of game when I do these Old School videos. But I have to. I know I always do this. But I have to in this video. And that is the Dark Souls series. I have read somewhere a few years back now an interview with Miyazaki. I think I've pronounced his name correctly there, but the developer, the creator of the Dark Souls series, and I remember him saying that, you know, he's just heavily influenced, his work, his craft is heavily influenced by these Zelda games, specifically this, and I think the N64 Zelda, which is a lot of people's favourite Zelda, which name escapes me. It's not Ocarina of Time, is it? I've also played that. I owned that game. That is also fantastic, and also a Zelda. Should we just do all the Zeldas on Old School? Should we just go through them all? That's an idea. Or most of them. I won't cover the, like, real new ones. Or like, Tears of the Kingdom. Anyway. Yeah. Heavily influenced Dark Souls. And the thing with Zelda, what it did for myself, a lot of gamers, is the essence of exploration. So I'd go through things in this game with a fine-tooth pick, I was just gonna say. What's the saying? Something comb, and you know what I mean. I'm recording this video, guys. I'm playing this at 10 past 12 as I am recording this. 10 past 12, 10 past midnight. It's been a long day. What was I saying? Yeah, since playing this game, and it's stayed with me in my gaming career, if you like, and that is, I obsessively explore every nook and cranny because of this game, and the Dark Souls games are like it as well. Because you just, or I will just be like, if I don't go around that corner and have a look, again, around that corner, or in the corner of that cave, or whatever, I will beat myself up over it because it's like I have missed a really important item, or like 100 rupees, or whatever it will be in Dark Souls. Yay, the key. Oh, map. Okay. I hope I was making some kind of sense then, guys. Yeah, okay. The music in this, it really uses that oh wow, the animations when they fall. Yeah, it really uses the incredible SNES sound chip and gets the most out of it, doesn't it? This game still looks incredible. So I'm playing via RetroArch, not using any tricks to make it look better. This is how it would have looked, I guess. Maybe not as sharp because you would have been playing via your, not via, but you would have been, the image would have been outputting on your CRT set, your television set. I had a little Sony Color TV. I'm trying to remember the actual model, but it was a really cool TV that I did all my gaming on in the 90s when I lived with my parents. Again, way back in the day. But yeah, this is a good request, and it's a game that, yeah, it's a game that I've been not putting off feature on the channel, but I have to be in the frame of mind for this. I have to dedicate all my energy and passion into just talking about this game, because it is, I was gonna say, the best game on the SNES. Let me think about that, though. Let me think about that. Because the SNES's library of games, hey, is the SNES library is incredible, isn't it? And I also will get to the reviews, guys. But you know how it is. I do find it difficult at times commentating and playing and doing well all at the same time. The only thing it does irk me with this game is that it's a real minor thing, is when you do charge up your sword and it's fully charged, you can see it sparkling when it is fully charged. You can't change direction, so you stay pointing that direction. It can be a bit tricky. Ah, this game. This game. I'm going to be singing these songs all night. And all of tomorrow. I'm going to really annoy my wife. Just singing. I won't annoy her, actually, because the Zelda games are her favourite games. Zelda and Animal Crossing are her favourite games. When I first met my wife, she actually played a lot of a Zelda game, which name escapes me. I remember buying her the GameCube version of it one Christmas, and that's all she did for days, is play that game. But anyway, back to Link to the Past, guys. Do you want to know some review scores? I'm going to have to glance over. Oh, no. The heart alarm. That's better. Oh, I remember these things. The knights with the ball and chains. Are they knights? So I'm gonna be really boring here, guys. I'll tell you the scores. It's really boring. It's actually no point. I'm just looking over to see. Yeah, there's actually no point telling you the scores. So his the Princess Zelda. I fear the worst for my father. The wizard is an inhumane fiend. Do you understand? Let's get out of here before the wizard notices. There's a secret part. That's right, I remember this. I've got to go back upstairs. So yeah, Nintendo Life scored a 10 out of 10. IGN. So these reviews, obviously IGN wasn't around back in the day when I played this, when this game released on the SNES, because there was no internet really. There might have been the beginnings, murmurings of the internet, but none of us had it at home. But anyway, IGN have probably just done some review of this at some point. They give it a 9.5 out of 10. Video Games 247 or 24/7 gave it a 5 out of 5. I told you it's boring. It's just 10s and 10s and 5s and 10s. A little bit like modern day reviews of Zelda. Breath of the Wild was like 10s everywhere. Tears of the Kingdom is supposed to be even better. I can't wait to play it. Some people feel that Breath of the Wild is a brilliant game in its own right, but it isn't a Zelda game. I completely disagree with that. But each to their own when it comes to opinions on these video games. I think I've loved every Zelda I've played. It has to be said. I'm not saying there aren't any bad Zelda games. But yeah, I've enjoyed them all. With that being said, I'm going to ask myself a question. And you guys a question. The $64,000 question. The best Zelda game of all time? Question mark. Oh, I don't like that question. Because Breath of the Wild, for me, isn't just one of the best Zelda games I've ever played. It's one of the best video games I've ever played. But is this better? Because now I've gone back to this and I'm playing this game. There is just something magical and timeless about this masterpiece. I think it is up these stairs, isn't it? I don't know, guys. I can't answer it. I can't answer my own question. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Top 3 Zelda games of all time. Any system. Doesn't matter what system, but what are your top 3? Okay, help me push from the left. Let's make sure I got the lamp equipped first. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. I'm going to go Breath of the Wild. I said I wasn't going to answer, guys. Breath of the Wild, although I haven't played Tears yet. Breath of the Wild. Let's put Breath of the Wild and Tears in the same sort of game, because Tears of the Kingdom apparently is just like Breath of the Wild Part 2. So Breath Wild. This is definitely a very close second. Real close. These rats, man. They're the worst thing in this game. Like, I would rather fight huge bosses instead of them. They just get so tricky, especially when they're in numbers. And again, Dark Souls. Give me any of the big bosses any day over the rats. It's always the rats that get me killed. Snapping at my ankles. So yeah, Breath of the Wild, Tears at 1. Link to the Past at 2. Very close to. It's almost in the top slot. Not quite. Just because of the sheer scale, size, and ambition of Breath of the Wild. Oh, number 3. Probably the N64 Zelda, because that is incredible. Is it Ocarina of Time? It's going to annoy me, guys. Let me know. Please let me know. Yeah. This might be a longer old school than usual, because there's a lot to this game, obviously. It's an action adventure or an action RPG with a ton of stuff going on under the hood. Okay. But this is Nintendo at their best. Nintendo masters at their craft, of their craft. And when it comes to the SNES, some people may argue or debate or... I mean, it's opinions, again, isn't it? But that Super Mario World is the best game on the SNES. It would be a hard disagree from me because I don't think Super Mario World is even the best Mario game. Or it's not even in my top 3 of Mario games, but I've got yeah, I've got a slight dislike for Super Mario World, and I've been over this before on the channel, so I'm not going to talk about it now. It's a good game. It's an 8 or a 9 out of 10 game for sure, but it's not Mario 3. It's not Mario Galaxy. It's not Mario 64 even for me. There's too much about it. It's too easy. I said I wouldn't talk about it. But these great games, talking about difficulty level, I'm lost, guys, by the way. It's because I'm yapping away about all sorts, which isn't related to Zelda. But, yeah, so this is the beginning. So I need to go left. I was going the right way, wasn't I? Because there's nothing around here. I'm trying not to waste too much of my magicka, whatever the green bar is officially called in this, because it allows you to use stuff like your lantern and that kind of thing. I think. Yeah, there you go. It is decreasing. Anyway, I love that these games have no difficulty level, and Zelda has stuck to its principles in that regard. And the same goes for Mario as well. I have to give Mario credit there as well. But yeah, there's none of this easy, normal, or hard. It's just like, in you go, play. And it's challenging. And that's been lost in gaming for me. There's too many open world games now where you can pause the game whilst you are playing at any point and drop it down to easy, and it doesn't sit right with me. I know, like, I don't have to do that. The game isn't making me, it's not forcing me, and some people might really appreciate that who really play games casually. But it's something that I don't like. I mean, at least just have you choose a difficulty at the start of the game and you can't change it. So you choose easy and that's it. You're locked in at easy. Don't let this change difficulty on the fly. It's something about it that irks me. I'm having a good old moan, aren't I, guys? Zelda, Link to the Past. What a game. What a game. That's all I had to say, really, and then just leave it. Just don't say anything else and just play. But what would be the fun in that? Okay. Because we didn't see any other Zelda games, did we, on the SNES? Because obviously the NES had 2. Then we had 1 on this, 1 on the N64. I think I'm right in saying that. We've had 2 on the Switch, haven't we? Maybe you could argue there's a isn't there a remake on the Switch of another game? Another Zelda, an older Zelda game? Oh, look at all these snakes. I've done it! Here we go. Listen to that music. CM, help me escape from the dungeon. Listen to that music though, man. I know I keep saying it, but it's so atmospheric. It's incredible. Okay, the 7 wise men. Destroy the wizard before he destroys all of Hyrule. That's right, okay. What I've always found, it's very unique, I guess, but I found it a bit strange back in the day was, okay, he's going to hide Princess Zelda here, because I didn't fancy the idea of Zelda running around with me for the entire game, even though I know she doesn't, but yeah. Oh yes, I've upgraded my heart. yeah, story-wise, lore-wise, the games aren't connected, are they? I always found that quite odd. It's superb because you could pick up a Zelda game from any point and you don't really need to worry about what's happened before. Oh, it's a fairy. What exactly did they do when you pick them up? So yeah, you could start from here if this is your first. Your first journey into the Zelda game series. Or you could start with Breath of the Wild, because it always starts very similar, like Link waking up somewhere. Zelda, like, jumps onto WhatsApp, messages you. It's always the same. May I tell your fortune? I'll make it cheap. Go on then. Hocus pocus, you will find the elder... I'm not trying to say that. Now we'll take 15 rupees. I hope you'll be healthy. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, I love, though, that they keep the species, the characters... Well, not the characters, but the species and the names of the villages. All that is the same in every Zelda game. You've got Kikariko Village and the Zora species and the Hylian elf species and all that kind of thing. I love that. I love that. I would say that piece of music just now has changed, but... Oh, look at that. Wanted. This is the criminal kidnapped. So I didn't do anything. That's not me. Well, it is me, but I didn't do that. There we go. Is this... I was going to ask, is this the old lady you visit in Breath of the Wild, more or less near the beginning, and then she tells you to visit the 4 divine beasts? But I don't think it's her. But it might be her. I'm not sure. Okay. Take care now, CM. I will, don't worry. I'll just pick up some pots in your house and throw them against your walls. I loved that in RPGs. Well, still the same today. Just walking into people's houses. Hi! Just gonna pick up your stuff. Look at this dude. Yo, CM! Okay, he hated bright light a lot. Let's pick up some rupees. Again, I'm just looting this dude's house, look. Let's go down here and see what's up. Okay, I remember these... They're puzzles, kind of. Yeah, well, they are. And... yeah, you got to move the bricks in specific order to get the loot. So I can get that one. But... what next? No, you can't move the chests. Ah, damn it. Oh, okay, yeah, they move once. You can move them once. So I can get this one, but I think I've messed it up for myself to get the remaining 2 chests. But I was... yeah, I was going to say about the music earlier, guys. We might hear it again. It's probably the most famous music on the SNES, isn't it? Like, when you hear that music, you just think of the SNES straight away. Oh, I remember this dude. Hello. You, sir. Okay, the low price of 100 rupees. I'll take it, but I don't think I've got 100 rupees. I haven't. I've got 49. But it's worth a try, isn't it? Hi. Look at this Mode 7 map. I love it. It still looks so cool. Very... no, the aesthetic is very Mario World as well, isn't it? The map, not the game. I don't understand. I'm pretty sure I've already been... So the X on my map, but I'm pretty sure I've already been in here, haven't I? It's where the old lady is. Yeah. And the same dialogue again. I think I understand, actually. Again, I'm going to bring up Breath of the Wild because I'm actually playing through it at the moment. And in true Zelda fashion, the X is where the last part of the quest has been, isn't it? Or rather, the quest giver is. So it's the general area. I need to find the Elder, and love that. It's all coming back to me. Okay, no one lives here. What's that creepy face? Look at that. It looks like Mega Man. On the portrait. Do 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 do. Hey, look at this guy. Sorry about my yard. It's a little overgrown. Thanks for visiting. I'll tell you an interesting story. There was a lake swim with... Oh, Zoras! Treasure of Zora can turn people into fish. They only say a certain amount of dialogue once. His garden grew back quickly. It was only gone for 2 seconds. Yeah, I think in Breath of the Wild you have to exhaust their dialogue, don't you? They'll say something and you can go back and they'll say something new. Oh, this poor kid is ill. I'm well with a cold. I've been full of cold, which I keep saying on all my videos of late. But I have. I'm still feeling rough now, guys. I can't get rid of this headache. But anyway, it's enough of my ailments. Oh, it's the tavern. Mumble mumble. These guys are just quaffing on ale. Oh, hello there, sir. Can I have your finest keg of ale, please? There's no one working here. How do I get back there? I'm not sure where this person is that I'm supposed to meet. But if I can't find him or her, I'll just do a bit of exploring anyway. Hi. Oh no, here is the wanted man. I remember this. And the soldiers are going to chase now. Din 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 din. Let's get out of there. Stuff like that blew my mind. When I played this back in the day. I didn't actually own this game. And I must say this so much on old school and retro football. I borrowed this game from a guy called Matt in school. He was in the year below me. We used to always talk about video games. As soon as I got off the bus outside school, he'd always be there a bit earlier than me, and I would just hook up and just talk about latest games. And he had pretty wealthy parents, and he'd generally get the games on day one. He was lucky enough. Oh no! Yeah, he was lucky enough to get them quickly. So he lent me this. He lent me it pretty quickly as well. He liked it, but not as much as I did. Because I was like, can I borrow this off you for like a month? He was like, yeah, go for it. I always remember the gold box that it came in. I think it was a gold box, wasn't it? And it just blew me away. Like, just that gameplay mechanic there. Oh, this guy levels up your weapons, doesn't he? He could temper my sword. The blacksmith. Yeah, things like people just running away from you in the village, like running into their homes and the soldiers chasing you. Just tiny, well, things that will appear small in today's gaming. Or, I remember this, guys. You get a mallet later in the game, I think. You can... Yeah, you can basically smack them into the floor to progress past and find loot and that kind of thing. But yeah, there's just too much to... I wouldn't know where to begin when it comes to this game in regards to what it has to offer and all the cool stuff that happens as you play, because there is a lot going on. Like I said earlier, there's a lot going on under the hood when it comes to this video game. And yeah, it's a masterpiece. I don't use that word lightly either. There's too many instances where you'll read on forums or on Reddit these days and people will be like, it's a masterpiece. That word's thrown around too quickly, too easily, if you like. But this is the way they run away. This is a masterpiece without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt. Doom, 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 doom. I remember this music. Doom, doom. Can you tell I'm a bit excited, guys, playing this again? It's literally been a few decades, because I would have played this last in the 90s. And I know I did say that earlier. I know I'm like a broken record. But it has to be said, it's crazy playing this all these years later, and it doesn't feel like it's aged a day. It's a sort of game you could pick up on the Switch now, and it would be going for that 16-bit retro aesthetic graphically, and you wouldn't... I've already been here. You wouldn't think twice. You just like play it and go, wow, this is incredible. It just hasn't aged. Or rather, it has aged, but like a fine wine. Okay, what about in here? What's this dude up to? I'm quarreling with my younger brother. So, it's bomb time. Every time I see a wall like that in any game, or even in real life, I'm like thinking of this game. Every time. Did you come from my older brother's room? Oh, of course I did. I just blew up your wall to get in here, though. You don't seem too stressed out by that. Oh, hello. If you reach the goal within 15 seconds, we'll give you something good. I don't remember this, I have to say. Oh, I love it. If you have enough time to read this, I love the humour in the Zelda games. I really do. Yeah, I've messed this up, because this has been way over 15 seconds. But if I remember the route for next time... 29 seconds. Why don't you try again? I'm trying to get to the object, but there's no chance of that happening. You have to do that in 15 seconds. Yeah, let's try it one more time. This graphical style, though, has been ripped off, hasn't it? A million times since this game. There's so many video games that have tried to look like this since, and not pulled it off either. Or they've pulled it off from a graphical standpoint, but just the gameplay's been rubbish compared to this game. Here we go. Oh no, no, I've messed up. You've got to be perfect, haven't you, to do this? Yeah, I think I've messed it up. But anyway, we'll try and see what time I get. Ah, what? 2 seconds in it. Why don't you try again? No, thank you. I'm getting out of here. And big shout out again to this guy, to Abdul, about the list you gave me of games. There are games on there. It's a brilliant list, by the way, but there are games that I all want Dave to look at with me as well, because I think a few of them are racers, weren't they? The F1 games. We are doing a series on the F1 games for Dave Station, for the playlist on Dave Station, which is sort of Dave's segment on channel, we will both be doing like our top 3 each F1 games of all time. So keep an eye out for that. We got loads of stuff planned, but yeah, this has been this has been just a trip down memory lane, and just an incredible trip. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Look out for more content coming to the channel. I'll speak to you all very soon. Take care.